want to do it.
Yeah.
What you will
Yeah.
probably find, and I'd love to know if you do this, what you will probably find is there are
Mhm.
congruities throughout that
Yeah.
circle back. It's almost like that chart that starts with one thing, splits off, and then comes back because it's still
Okay.
all you.
Yeah, yeah. It reminds me like a few years back, I had a very, very good coach, a business coach, and now she's a very, very good friend of mine.
Mm.
And when she's just started, coaching, and it's related to NLP and coaching and all of that, you need to have a vision, and you need to go to 5, 10 years from now, and just understand what is the feelings, what do you
Mhm.
want that to be, what is the experience you want to have in life, and it's not only connected to this or that. It's like what I want to perceive as my present moment in like 5, 10 years from now. And
Yes.
it's really interesting to do that. And I
Yes.
want to tell you a story. Like, not long ago, I think, and I had this coaching, like, I don't know, 5, 10 years ago, 7 years ago, and I looked for an email, and I accidentally stumbled upon this vision, and I looked at it, and I forgot all about it. I don't have a good memory in any case, and lots of things that I wrote there came true, and in this way or another. And it happened. I forgot that I wrote it. I forgot that we talked about it. And if I remembered, I didn't remember what we wrote. Okay, it was like amazing just to see that.
Yes, yes, the universe is listening, whatever your power is. Like we put that out there, we make it real for ourselves through something like that. And NLP, of course, is incredibly powerful. Like, whoa, anybody who hasn't done NLP in some way, shape, or form, because there's lots of modalities and themes
Yeah.
to it. I laud you, Adi, for doing that. And I bet it was like, what was your reaction when
I
you saw it?
I read it a few times. I was not, that's what happened, and I didn't look for this email. I looked for another email, and then I just stumbled upon, and I said, okay, that's interesting. What did I write there? Like, what was that? And
Yeah,
I just started reading that,
yep.
and it shocked me actually. Like, I wrote the numbers that I want to have.
Mm,
Like, I wrote things that I want to have in my life,
yeah.
and it was like, wow, wow.
Yep.
And like, even things that were like business goals, although
Mhm.
they change, and I think differently, and I like to grow my business and do things differently, the essence of what I wanted to
Mm.
do
Mhm.
like became real. So
Yeah.
it was not in the same context, but it happened.
Yes. Yeah, that essence, you keep using essential and essence, and I think that's such an important word, the essence of who we want to become is realized when we start with the vision. What is possible? It's actually the fourth part of my growth model that's on my website, gingerjohnson.com. It's the aspire part of appreciate and aspire. Unless we aspire, we don't. What
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Yogi Berra is in the room. What I mean by that is if we want to go wherever we want to go, we need to envision that. We need to have some sort of visual. What could that look like? Who would I be when that comes true? And this is not about the external trappings again. This is how we're going to feel in the world and how that will have, again, looking in the rear view, like, whoa, I asked for those things. That's amazing. And I think one great crystallizing moment of what you did, Adi, is that it was probably swirling in your head for a while, and then you got it out in that email. What that does is that also keeps other things at bay. We sometimes think that life is adding, 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 adding. We need to remember that sometimes it's keeping things out and not giving shrift and value and weight to other things that don't add. It's like you can only add so much
yeah,
plate before it topples over. So
yeah.
we want on that plate. That plate is us. It's our life. It's the choices we make. So we can innovate better when we think about what am I going to look like? Who am I going to be in however many years?
Yeah, I think that's what you said about adding more and more. Sometimes when we really want to go grow, we need to unlearn so many
Oh,
things.
shake that thing out. Dump that plate in the compost. Start over. Start
Yeah,
over. Yeah. That's
yeah,
why starting over can be really powerful too, Adi, right? So like, okay, I've had it. You reach your moment. Like, I'm done. The universe is saying, oh, I like this. This is the reset button. Yes, let's press that
Yeah.
now. Because
Yeah.
shake it loose. And I'm like, okay, I'm starting new. Like I plate is a clean plate. I've washed it. Like, oh, and I might put some of the same things back on here, but dimes to donuts, it's going to be in a different arrangement. There's going to be different priority because we are rethinking everything. Ooh, that's where we
Yeah.
become really invincible, because we're like, I'm going to innovate my own darn life. When we do that, you know this, Adi, when we do that, it's contagious. Other people find the wherewithal within themselves, like, well, wow, she can do it. If he can do it, if they can do it, of course I can do it. Or I'm going to try it. That's aspiration of like, I see somebody else, or I can envision somebody else doing it. So therefore, I'm going to try it.
Yeah, I think that what you said about aspire is so important, that when we do believe that things could change to a certain way,
Mm-hmm.
it's the must. It's the
Yes.
beginning. If you
Yes.
don't have that, it's like when I talk to my son and he's a teenager, and I tell him, you could do that. It doesn't matter if it's related to sport or in school. It doesn't matter. He always says, "No, I cannot. I cannot do it. That's my limit. I cannot do it." And I tell him, when you say that, you're right. When you're saying you cannot do it, you're right. When you're
Yes.
saying you could do it, you're right too. So
Yes.
it
Yes.
depends on what you're saying,
Yes.
actually.
Yes. And that's that. This is great. I want to do this again, Adi.
We
That,
should.
that's also part of the connector's mindset. Something I teach is connectors are in the mindset that they get to